Greetings and welcome to Science Meets Vedanta, a platform dedicated to uncovering the core principles of Vedanta and highlighting the intriguing connections between contemporary science and timeless wisdom. I am Jayant Kapatkar, author of the book Science Meets Vedanta. Each week, inspired by insights from my book, we'll delve into a range of engaging topics at the intersection of these fields. I invite you to join us on this illuminating journey. In this episode, we explore a fascinating question. Can anything travel faster than light? Modern science tells us that no physical object can reach or exceed the speed of light. Yet our experience of awareness seems to operate differently. Whether we look at something nearby or gaze at a star billions of light years away, the awareness of that object arises immediately, without delay. Does that mean awareness can travel faster than light? Introduction. We all know that the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. Can anything travel faster than light? According to Einstein's theory of relativity, the answer is no. Any object would require infinite energy to reach the speed of light. Yes, infinite energy, which means it is impossible for any particle or object to achieve the speed of light. This is why even the most powerful particle accelerators, such as the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, can push particles to nearly light speed, about 99.99% of it, but can never make them reach 100%. Achieving the speed of light is an impossible task. This leads to a fascinating question. If nothing can reach the speed of light, how do countless photons move through the universe at that very speed? Don't they require infinite energy? This is a profound question, and it deserves careful reflection. In this episode, we will explore a remarkable idea. As observers, we see photons traveling at the speed of light, but from the photon's own standpoint, there is no passage of time and no distance to cross. In that sense, the photon does not truly travel at all. It exists beyond our ordinary framework of space and time. This is not an easy concept to grasp, but it points toward a deeper truth. Awareness and perception. If photons do not truly travel, how do we perceive the universe? The answer lies in awareness. Awareness is the substratum of everything we experience. Look outside your window, and you immediately become aware of the trees and buildings. Look up and notice a plane moving across the sky. At once you are aware of the plane. Shift your gaze to the stars, and instantly the stars enter your field of awareness. Now turn your body 180 degrees, and a completely different set of stars and objects appears before you. Move your eyes from one point to another, and each new view is known immediately. In every case, awareness is present without delay. Whether the object is near or far, distance does not seem to affect the immediacy of awareness. A star may be billions of light years away, yet your awareness of it arises at once. There is no time lapse delay. This is a subtle but important point to contemplate. To understand perception deeply, we must understand the functioning of awareness, an idea we have explored in many earlier episodes. What is interesting that the object is a nearby tree or a distant star million or billions of miles away, awareness appears instantly. This does indicate that the speed of awareness seems to encompass the entire universe without delay. From this reasoning, it appears that awareness is not limited by ordinary speed at all. In this sense, awareness may be understood as functioning far beyond the speed of light. The idea that photons do not truly travel and that awareness is the source of perception may be new to many people. Let us examine these two ideas in greater detail. This will help us understand and support the conclusion that awareness operates beyond the limits of light. Photons do not travel. How should we understand this? To approach the topic properly, we must first interpret Einstein's theory of relativity with care. One of its central insights is that motion, time, and space are deeply connected. According to relativity, time does not pass at the same rate for all observers. As motion increases, time appears to slow down for the moving object when viewed from another frame of reference, and space contracts along the direction of motion. These effects have been experimentally confirmed. The closer an object comes to the speed of light, the slower its time appears to pass, and the greater the contraction of space becomes. At the speed of light, the usual meaning of time and space reaches a limiting condition. No proper time elapses along the path of light, and ordinary concepts of distance and duration no longer apply in the same way. In other words, there is no time and space for particles traveling at the speed of light. How to apply this to knowledge to photons traveling at the speed of light? There is nothing else in the universe which can achieve this speed. As people, we see photons traveling at the speed of light. There is no denying this fact. We need to understand what is happening from the point of view of the photon. This is important. As a thought experiment, let us put a camera on a photon and apply the principles of relativity. What will the photon see? Since the photon is traveling at the speed of light, it will see no time, no space, and it will feel that it has infinite energy. This is because anything traveling at the speed of light will have these properties: no time, no space, and has infinite energy. How do we understand no time and no space? This really means that the photon remains stationary. It does not move since there is no space or time. Time and space are required for any movement. This would mean that the photon is outside space and time. See the grand illusion taking place. We see the photon traveling at the speed of light, but from the perspective of a photon, they do not travel. They are always outside space and time. Science generally explains perception by saying that reflected light from an object reaches the eye, and this light enables us to see the object. However, the discussion above leads us to question whether photons alone can fully explain the perception process. If, logically speaking, photons do not truly travel from their own standpoint, then perception cannot be understood as merely a mechanical transfer of photons from object to observer. Something deeper must be involved. For a fuller explanation of this point, please listen to the episode Perception Process Taught by Science is Incorrect, where several reasons are given to show why perception cannot depend solely on photons. Projection of the universe using awareness. Yes, the mind can be understood as a projector. One of its key functions is to project the world as something existing out there. It uses awareness as the light through which the universe appears before us. At first, this idea may seem radical and counterintuitive. To support this view, I have offered many different explanations in my episode. Universe is a projection of our mind, showing why the external world, with all its components, is projected by the mind. In another episode, Mind as a Projector, Step-by-Step Exploration, a detailed analysis given of how the mind projects the universe out there. If you have time, I encourage you to listen to both these episodes. The mind as a projector works much like a digital projector, showing a movie on a screen. A digital projector has two essential components: the light bulb and the content to be projected. In a similar way, the mind has two corresponding components: the bulb of awareness and the content that must be projected. Bulb of awareness. Awareness is the innermost core of every living being. It is like a shining bulb whose light makes every experience known. Whenever any content comes into the presence of this bulb of awareness, we become aware of it. Here are a few everyday examples of how awareness operates in our experience. How do we know that a tree is green? Because we are aware of it. How do we know that sugar is sweet? Because we are aware of it. How do we know that we have two hands and two legs? Because we are aware of them. How do we know that a chair weighs 20 pounds? Because we are aware of it. How do we know the smooth touch of silk? because we are aware of it. How do we know that we are listening to music? Because we are aware of it. The common thread in all these examples is awareness. Awareness appears to be a necessary condition for observing any object or experience. Without awareness, we would not know anything perceived through the five sense organs. The objects received through the senses must come into the field of awareness. Only then can they be known. In this sense, awareness is the most powerful and essential force in experience. In the episode Understanding Self Awareness, we discussed many different aspects of awareness in greater detail. A digital projector casts light onto a screen, and everything that appears there is nothing but light at taking different forms, different shades, colors, shapes, and intensities. The people, landscapes, and objects in the movie are not separate from the light. They are expressions of it. In the same way, the mind may be understood as a projector that uses awareness as the light through which the world appears. The space we see out there functions like the screen on which this projection takes place. All the objects we are aware of, whether near or far, appear on this screen of space. Just as light is the source that makes a movie visible on a screen, awareness is the source that makes all objects appear within the field of space. What is remarkable is that distance seems to make no difference to awareness. Whether an object is close at hand or billions of light years away, the awareness of that object arises immediately. There is no noticeable delay. In this sense, awareness does not appear to depend on distance in the way ordinary physical processes do. I hope you've found this episode thought-provoking and illuminating. From this discussion, we may conclude that awareness functions beyond the ordinary speed limit of light. For awareness, distance appears to be immaterial. Whether an object is nearby or billions of light years away, it is known without delay. This is a profound idea, worthy of careful contemplation and deep appreciation. If you are interested in delving deeper into topics like this, we invite you to discover more in my book, Science Meets Vedanta, available on Amazon. Additionally, we now have a library of around 40 podcasts covering many different topics. Feel free to browse through them at your convenience. If you enjoyed today's episode, we encourage you to share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an upcoming episode.